As the new century started, Canada was making gains in social equality, but sliding backwards on economic equality. The technological revolution that started in the 80s and picked up speed in the 90s has accelerated through the first part of the new century. The ability for people to communicate more freely and widely helped break down walls and expose people to new ideas. Social movements now spread faster and wider, helping some of CUPE's dreams become reality. Same-sex marriage was legalized nationwide in 2005, and it became cool to be an environmentalist. While in Ontario, 100,000 workers won a pay equity settlement worth $414 million. Despite great gains, there's still much to be done before we have a truly just society. Empowering young workers, women's rights, racial equality, dignity for the disabled, justice for First Nations, Métis and Inuit peoples. It's not a coincidence that it's these groups who are hurt first and hardest when governments cut services. And that's exactly what's happening. CUPE's leadership is committed to the union as an agent of social change. A direction reinforced when Paul Moist was elected president, taking over after Judy Darcy retired in 2003. A former City of Winnipeg employee, Moist championed the union's role in the community and strengthening public services. Moist worked closely with Claude Généreux, a former president of CUPE Quebec. Généreux was elected National Secretary-Treasurer in 2001. Together they oversaw unprecedented growth in the National Strike Fund and solidified the union's finances, leaving us more secure than ever to defend members in a turbulent era. Under their leadership, we also worked hard to educate and support our members. Our work in literacy gained national recognition. And in 2012, CUPE launched a flagship economic literacy project. In 2007, the National Women's Task Force released survey results on the status of women in CUPE, which provided valuable insight into barriers facing women members. Following years of activism, CUPE founded the National Aboriginal Council in 2006. Over the past decade, Canadians have felt wave after wave of global recession. The gap between the haves and the have-nots became even bigger. Instead of investing in public services, most governments responded by cutting budgets and limiting workers' rights. Again, CUPE responded with all of the tools at our disposal. Together we fought for dignity.
They really don't appreciate the work that's being done, by the front-end line workers.
Resisted contracting out and privatization in all sectors, including utilities, universities, libraries, waste disposal and healthcare. Stood up to corporate greed.
Que veux-tu? On sent que ça va être difficile, on sent que ça va être dur, mais on est prêts, puis on est tous solidaires, puis on lâchera pas.
Responded to direct attacks on our collective bargaining rights. CUPE members have proven time and time again, you attack one of us, you attack all 627,000. Our voice cannot be misheard or mistaken. In our work to protect and strengthen healthcare, in fighting the growing privatization and commercialization of our water, and defending water as a human right, and in our campaign for better pensions and retirement security, while Prime Minister Stephen Harper promoted his Fend for Yourself approach and hatched a plan to dismantle employment insurance. In the 2000s, Prime Minister Harper took steps to silence empowered workers by attacking free collective bargaining rights. Across the country, right-wing politicians are following his lead and talking about importing laws from the US that strip workers and unions of their most basic rights. That fight will come to Canada, and it will be the fight of our lifetime. To help prepare, CUPE delegates at the 2011 National Convention elected Charles Fleury Secretary-Treasurer. Overseeing the creation of a permanent Fight Back Fund, Fleury has made sure CUPE members have the resources needed for the fight to protect our bargaining rights. We won't have to take on future challenges alone. We've built strong alliances in our communities and around the world. We are undertaking an unprecedented initiative to speak with every rank-and-file member in order to recreate our movement. And through a national labor movement that is more united than ever. A movement that stopped Harper's attempt to meddle in our internal affairs. And of course, we have our party, which is stronger than ever. Together, we celebrated history when the NDP became the official opposition in 2011. And we mourned a few months later when we lost our leader and our brother, Jack Layton. CUPE has pledged to keep working closely with his successor, Tom Mulcair, to defeat Stephen Harper in 2015 and elect our first federal NDP government.
We are workers, and our lot in life is tied up with that of other workers, of students, of the poor, and of other marginalized citizens. When we are united, we are a force for good. When we unite with other citizens who share our vision, we are an unstoppable force for good, and we will win.
It's the fight we've been preparing for 50 years. It's a fight we can and must win. As individuals, we touch the lives of people in our communities each and every day. Together, we have built the biggest collective of workers in Canada. Our first 50 years haven't always been easy, but we've always come out stronger. And we have made Canada a better place for millions of workers and their families. Our past has prepared us for the future. We will keep fighting for a Canada where all workers have decent wages, retirement security, dignity, and a safe workplace. We will back each other up. We will speak with one voice. We are ready. We are strong. We are CUPE.